What's going on, everybody? It's Dan, your fearless commissioner. Um, as you all know, this isn't David. David's very busy right now. He's driving to Pensacola, I believe, or driving to Pensacola in the morning, dealing with a bunch of stuff with Zach. So I told him I'd be down to record a video of the podcast, and so here it is. I'll give him my best shot. Uh, have been loving David's videos. Those videos have been awesome. Love watching him. I drive to work at 6 in the morning, so usually he posts it the night before, and I'm watching it every single Thursday morning, or Wednesday morning whenever he posts it. So it's been sweet. So shout out to David. Really appreciate those videos and all the effort he puts into it. So, week 7 in the books. I didn't calculate how much of the season we're through, but just about to hit the halfway point. I think this is the halfway point of the regular season, because I think we start week 16, 17 playoffs. So teams, we're starting to get a clear picture. A lot of our teams are 4-3, 3-4. Um, let's see. We'll run through it. Current league standings. I'm at 6-1. Taras, Tony, Dennis, all 4-3. David and Kiwi, 3-4, and Vlad and Rosik, both 2-5. Um, Points for, I was looking through it, not much of a discrepancy. Um, I think the biggest one would probably be Vlad has a little more, about like 30 more points for than Kiwi, but they're at the same points again. So, I mean, that just unlucky matchups. Vlad's only one win back. I mean, everybody still has a shot at playoffs. It's way too early. Um, any team can go on a run. Somebody's players can get injured and they can go on a losing streak. Taras right now, he's been on a heater. He's averaging the most points in our league. He's averaging 140 points a game, and his points against also highest in the league at 909.7 weekly. So he's putting up a lot of points, but he's also getting scored on. So, but he's still up there in the league. Anyways, let's start going over the matchups from week 7. And we'll start with, let's see, kind of don't want to go through, don't want to go through mine and David's matchup first. I'll save that one for last because I have a couple topics I want to discuss about that. So let's start with the biggest blowout, I believe. Yeah, biggest blowout. Tony, Team Buffalo Bills, finally accurately named against Don't Fear, Dak is here. Gotta update that name to Jared Goff. The Goffinator, the Dominator. Vlad finally got a decent quarterback. Didn't go off, but had a decent day. So, all right, let's start with Tony. Tony's team, a lot of good players, obviously. His best player, Saquon Barkley, 25.7 points against the New York Giants in his homecoming. 17 carries, 176 yards. That's over 10 yards a carry. One touchdown, two receptions for 11 yards. Saquon has been amazing. I thought he would be washed. I didn't think Philly's offensive line would be able to block up for him well enough without Jason Kelsey, but definitely being proven wrong on that. And he seems like the focal point of that offense. Yes, AJ Brown had a touchdown when he came back last week, but still he's gonna be there. They want to run the ball. That's Philly's just one of those teams. They want to run the ball. They have a running back running quarterback. Next, let's go. Josh Allen. Yes, he only had 21.02 points, didn't outscore his projection, but still, that's a good score from a quarterback. As long as your quarterback gets over 20 points, I'd be happy with that. Amari Cooper, bold start, first game with the Buffalo Bills. Um, 64 receptions, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Brian Thomas, oh my goodness, this guy is just a beast. I think best probably rookie behind Malik Neighbors. I don't think there's any argument there. Neighbors just gets so many more targets, but Brian Thomas has looked as advertised. LSU just, I was thinking about it. We were watching messaging about the Jefferson in yesterday's Thursday night football game, and just seeing the things Jefferson was doing, and then to think that when Joe Burrow was at LSU, they had Jamar Chase and Jefferson on the same team. Just the crazy things when Joe Burrow had, I think it was 66 touchdowns in a year in college, and I think they only played 12, 13, 14 games total, if I'm not mistaken. But Brian Thomas, another LSU receiver, just like Malik Neighbors. Look at that, another stud out of LSU. But LSU is just, I think it's safe to say they're wide receiver you for the time being. Other than that, kicker Justin Tucker had 13 points. That's a great score from a kicker. Buffalo defense, nothing crazy, but against Tennessee, 13 points. That's a respectable score. That's a great score for a defense. Above 10 points is always good. Um, then his duds. I wouldn't say Trey McBride. He just had average. The rest of his team was kind of average. James Cook, 9.2 points. Chris Godwin, 10 points. Trey McBride, 7.6 for a tight end. I'll take that any day of the week. And if he would have got a touchdown, would have been better. Then J.K. Dobbins, 14 carries, 40 yards, 3 receptions, 26 yards, 8.1 points from your flex running back. That's great. Like, you'll take that. If they score less than that, then you're worried. And I think that was kind of the difference maker in these ones. Next, Vlad's team. Don't fear, Dak is here. Not looking good. Dak hasn't shown up. Dak's actually on the waiver wire. Right? Yeah, I think Dak was on bye, so Vlad finally got a break from starting Dak, and he played Jared Goff, 18.8 points, outscored his projection, but nothing crazy, close to that 20-point mark. But Vlad's best part of his team is the two RBs. Aaron Jones has been so much better than I thought. Definitely thought same like Saquon that he would be washed, that he wouldn't be able to get it done, especially just seeing how bad Madison looked last year on the Vikings. But Aaron Jones, 19.1 points, has been amazing. Yesterday he was good as well. And I'll pull up that stat line. Yesterday, 10.5 points. So not amazing, but he looked good. He looked good. 19 for 58, 2 receptions for 37 yards on Thursday Night Football. Then Kyron also played Thursday Night Football, but Kyron last week, 19.6 points, 21 carries, 76 yards, 2 TDs, and we saw yesterday he he looked amazing. He was breaking runs. It just felt like he was breaking a 10 or 12-yard run every single time he got the ball. He was just going off, and they just kept feeding him, even with Puka. I mean, Puka limited snaps, I think 35%, something like that, of snaps, and Cooper Kupp looked a little more like they were, not that he was being eased in, just didn't look like he was quite there yet. And then DK Metcalf goes out with an injury, but Vlad got 4 catches. DK got 4 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown. He's a stud. Next, Vlad's bad. Um, Stephon Diggs, 4.8 points. The Houston Texans is just tough sledding without Nico Collins. And last game, it was just the Joe Mixon show. Can't really do much about that. Stephon Diggs, you've been happy when he gets touchdowns. 5 receptions, 23 yards. CJ Stroud threw for like 86 or 87 yards. It was just a bad game overall, even though it was a close game, close loss against Green Bay. Travis Kelce, 3.7. You thought that without Rashee Rice and just seeing the week before what happened, Travis Kelce would be more and more involved, but 4 catches, 17 yards, that's not the Travis Kelce you want to see. You want more production out of that. You want to see him get back in the end zone because that's when everything is clicking on all cylinders, and we're going to get into that. Whenever we start talking about Joe's team, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Jordan Mason, 7.9. Again, not great, not the worst, but you'd expect more from Mason. But these two teams, it was good teams. San Francisco against the Chiefs. It was just two good teams playing each other and just two good defenses, and the offenses have been struggling. And obviously, we saw the injury. Young Wei Koo, 1 point. That's tough from kicker. Green Bay only 4 points against Houston, 22 points allowed, 4 sacks, didn't do anything crazy. Um, you love to see defense get sacks, and you hope that they get turnovers because that's automatic 2 points. So if they would have gotten one, maybe two turnovers, that's a whole different story. Would have looked a lot better. All right, let's go to their benches. Kareem Hunt. Oh my goodness, this guy in this Chiefs, he doesn't look the same as when he was a rookie on the Kansas City Chiefs, but he looked pretty close. 22 carries, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 receptions for 5 yards. He is the main running back till Isaiah Pacheco gets back, and we'll see what happens after that. Nick Chubb, first game back, 11 carries, 22 yards. Terrible yards per carry. That's 2 yards per carry, but he did fall into the end zone, got a touchdown, scored 9.7 points. Other than that, Ramondre sucked. Christian Kirk sucked. Tough to have two receivers on the same team, but obviously Tony started the right guy. And Calvin Ridley off his team now. CeeDee Lamb on bye. Better days ahead, but Tony got the dub. For Vlad, put Tony Pollard on the bench. I mean, nothing really wouldn't have affected his matchup. He started the right running backs. Madison's the only better running back he could have started, but I don't think he was beating Tony's score no matter what because everybody else was on bye. So Vlad kind of had no chance in this one. The score was 141 to 104. All right, next matchup, we're gonna go to the second highest spread. I think it was the team of the Tarasses, Taras 2.0, Taras 3.0. Um, Taras 2.0 comes out with a win, and oh my goodness, I just can't stand to see Dennis's team win. Just the way he talks infuriates me whenever he calls out that, oh, I lost GG way too early, way too early. Fake trading away his team, just trying to get that good karma on his side. It is so annoying. But the good on his team, there's plenty of it. Gets lucky with some things, unlucky with some other things. But all in all, great day. If you score 149, that's just an amazing day. Lamar Jackson, been a stud all year long. QB1, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, QB number one, deservedly so. Like, where was this Lamar last year when I had him? Just consistency. I don't think he's been outside of quarterback. Let's see, where's his fantasy rank? It doesn't show me. But every single game, he's only had 2 games under 20 points, and they were 16 and 18. Every other game over 23 was the lowest. Two 30-point games or over 30-point games, two 25-point games, and 123. He's just been amazing. And you'd think that Derrick Henry there getting so much work that Lamar would suffer a little bit more, but that 1-2 punch of having Henry running the ball just opens it up for Lamar to run the ball too. And so he's been fine. In this game, 9 carries, 52 yards. That's five a clip. That's amazing. And then 17 completions, 281, five touchdown passes. Wow. What a game. I really wish the Bucks would have been closer, but those injuries, losing Mike Evans, I feel like just looked like it hurt us super early. And we'll get back to Mike Evans. Tank Bigsby coming in relief. Travis Etienne injured, obviously, in London. Tank Bigsby had a